Now, Sibongile Khumalo, popularly known by her stage name Bongikay, is a talented musician whose music is centered on themes of love, intimacy, and the importance of taking chances in life. Drawing inspiration from influential artists such as Letta Mbuli, Winehouse, and Sade, her sound combines elements of soul, jazz, and contemporary R&B. Through smooth melodies and heartfelt lyrics, her songs allows listeners to connect on a personal level. Well, the rising star joins us in studio to tell us more about her music journey. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Lab. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great, thank you. Tell us a little bit about your musical journey. Where did it all start for you?
Ooh, in church, like everyone else, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, so I started singing at a very, very young age, you know, in Uppington, Northern Cape, where I'm from, singing in church, just being very persistent about it. My mom didn't like it, but we went through with it. And then upon moving to Cape Town, I guess, like when I moved to Cape Town, started university, getting to know a lot of people who are doing music and, you know, just singing in and around Observatory and, you know, at UWC, getting to know the choirs there. So it was just, my musical journey, it's a very interesting one in the sense that it hasn't really been that consistent, but it has always been like a determination from like a very young age. You know, I've always persisted through, you know, the different times of my life.
What attributed to the ups and downs and the, you know, inconsistencies?
I would have to income, income, if we can say that, because as we know, it is quite difficult to be an artist. It's quite difficult to be a black artist in South Africa and then to just rise, right? So I had to, my journey, I had to balance. I had to balance like getting financial income in like, you know, the ordinary sense or the normal sense by getting a job and something like that. And then also at the same time to supplement my artistic journey. So it has been a very complicated journey, I guess, because I've been trying at all times to, you know, hold this, you know, this artistic journey and to persist and to just make it through because, you know, I wasn't raised very rich, so I had to make my own way in that sense.
Trust me, we all know. I mean, talk to us about the focus on your music, which is, you know, themes of love, intimacy, and taking chances in life. Why do those themes speak to who you are as a musician?
Because I think it speaks to me as a person, right? I think the importance of taking chances has allowed me the opportunity to be here, allowed me the opportunity to take a chance on myself and do music, actually, right? So I'm always about, you know, going for it. If there's something that you want to do, go for it because you never know. Life is like this short, right? And if you're constantly going to put what you want to do aside, you might never see it. So I always want to like push through and, you know, just share the message that it is important for us to go for what we want. And when it comes to love, I'm all about love in my personal life. I'm all about, you know, sharing love, exploring love. I know we're going through a very difficult time right now in the world. So I think if we have a focus on love, then, you know, I know it sounds a little bit but woo-woo, but if we focus on love, then I think we might get one step closer to, you know, just getting some peace in a lot of spaces in the world. Yeah.
I spoke a little bit in the intro about your musical influences and speak to us about, you know, how Letta Mbuli, how, you know, Sade and Winehouse shaped the sound that you find yourself comfortable in now.
My mom, my family.
Yeah.
I can't, this music journey doesn't exist without them because it's like they implanted these musicians within me.
Yes.
And so when I just essentially grew up and, you know, I just, you know, went deeper into getting to know these musicians as well. Like at home, we have a great love for Letta Mbuli. We have like a really, really great love. Literally every Christmas, we sing music in the air in our house. It's like our one thing that brings our whole entire family together, like my mom's side and my dad's side. Love her. So that's essentially like the environment that I grew up in. We love music. And that's how I got introduced to Winehouse and Sade through my sister. We have a musical house and that's how I grew up, and it's literally the only thing I've wanted to do ever since. Ever since I was a little kid.
Talk to us about your creative process. You know, from the writing of the songs to the melodies. How does that work for you?
For me, I write very well on beat. I don't know, there's just something about the synchronicity of that allows my pen to flow. But I'm also a storyteller, right? Because I write narratives, I write stories for people, I write books in some ways. So I love to tell stories. So most of the time what I would do is if I have something in mind, I would write a story. If I have a dream about it, then I'd just write it down. And then the melody would meet me along the way. Sometimes the melody comes and then, like it works well together. But most of the time my pen flows very freely when there is a beat and I'm going with it.
Yeah. How do you hope that your lyrics or your music or your sound resonates with your listeners?
I hope people would just be open to it, be open to the lyrics themselves, because I feel like, again, it's such an important conversation, the conversation about love and taking chances. I think these days, because we're going through such difficult times in the world, it's very easy to just kind of like put that aside. But I really hope that if people were to listen to the songs and listen to the instrumentals, like I work with a really, really great producer who has that same kind of nostalgic feel that I have and, that I want to share within my music, because that resonates with me, with the home that I come from, the places where I come from. So in terms of like the instrumentality of it, which is very nostalgic, it moves through the 80s and then into the 2000s with like DJ Fresh, and so it moves through, and I would hope that people would catch on to that. But lyrically also, I would hope that people would catch on to the message of like love and taking chances, as I said, because I think that's so important these days.
What did working on this project and your music teach you about yourself and your love for music?
Discipline, right? Discipline was like a big thing, because I had to sit down, write it, and not scare myself.
Okay.
And I think that's like one of the big things when you're an artist. It's like you're always afraid that it might not be received well. So it's almost easy to kind of like, I'm not gonna put that. I'm gonna keep my songs. I'm gonna keep my music, because what are they gonna say? But just finding the discipline, finding the determination to write through and say, okay, I've put this piece of work together and I put it out with the best intention, right? And how people will receive it, that's how they receive it. If there's stuff that I need to work on, obviously I want to work on that. So constantly I'm challenging myself and trying to do more and trying to do better. So yeah, for me, I think the biggest thing that I learned about myself is that I actually have the discipline to do it and get it done and sit down with it and take it through. And I think that's a big requirement.
All right, Bongikay, you know what? I'm excited. Thank you for coming through. More music from her a little later. Bongikay, she's our first music guest this morning. She's a rising star, talking to us about her music journey and the current projects that she is working on. All right, quick ad break. After the break, we speak about a festival called the Katiba Festival, and it's a Sesotho word, obviously, for hats.